Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle. This is Premier Football Center. I need it anywhere to take it away. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle. This is Premier Football Center. I need it anywhere to take it away. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button.
Hello, welcome to Premier Sport Fan Center. Tonight we have Talk Sports on our Friday edition. That's where we talk about all sports activities around the world. And tonight I'm not alone in the studio, as I have with me Sunday Temitope and also Yemite in the studio. We're together. We'll be talking about all sporting affairs, not just football, but we move out of football and talk about everything, not just that. Temitope happens to be a Chelsea fan. Temitope, welcome to the studio tonight.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be in the studio tonight.
And also we have Yemite, another Chelsea fan. Everything's not going well for Chelsea. We saw what happens in the UEFA Champions League. They struggled to get a victory over Benfica, and before that, 3 on the bounce and losses, and not just losses alone. They got red cards in the 3 matches. Yemite, you have Liverpool tomorrow. How are you guys coping with that?
First off, so good to be back on TalkSport. 7 days just left around the corner, just like that, and it's another day to talk about what's going to happen. So concerning our club,
I don't understand what you mean by our club right now.
Yeah, we are both Chelsea fans.
I'm not, because I have to be objective.
See,
I'm not talking about
I get what you're saying.
I'm not talking about Chelsea.
This is it. When you want to prosecute a season with young lads, there's the children attitude. There's these childish things they can do.
Sure.
So those are the things Chelsea are facing. Okay, can you explain? Look at what kind of red card did Sanchez take against Man U? We'll go to Brighton. How did Arto do such a silly thing? Because Arto actually committed Chalobah. So when you look at it, children will make childish mistakes, and that's what Chelsea is facing currently.
Okay, yes, away from what Chelsea is facing, let's talk about the World Youth Championship currently going on, and we'll be moving so focused on much of African participation. That Morocco with 2 wins from 2 games where they've defeated Spain and Brazil, and looking good to make the round of 16. Morocco defeating Spain and also defeating Brazil 2-1 in the under 20 World Club Championship is actually a good one for Africa, and looking at how much they've actually improved themselves from this season.
Yeah, you know, Morocco is an example of how to grow your football, how to build structure, how to harness your talent, and how to shape them up to be what you want them to be. Look at from the World Cup semi-finals. Look at how their trajectory
and even
has
to the
been.
female,
And now they'll be joint hosts.
WAFCON.
And they'll be joint hosts, I think,
Under
2030.
17?
No, the World
For
Cup.
the World Cup
2030.
2030, if I'm not mistaken.
2034.
Yeah.
So now look at how they have grown. You have to go and study their roadmap. How did they get here? Few years ago, Morocco was not like this. So it takes years of planning, and when they are reaping the harvest, you just have to just go and take their template and maybe do something with it. Because for me, in African football, Morocco is high up there. If they are not number 1, they are number 2.
Okay, let me talk about what is Nigeria not doing like the Morocco side, because we saw the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, that is under 20 Eagles, lost 1-0 to Norway, but yesterday they struggled to a 3-2 victory over Saudi Arabia. It took a 9-minute penalty for the Flying Eagles to get that 3 points over Saudi Arabia, and they have the next game against Colombia. How much do you think the Flying Eagles can compete in this competition?
Well, what I see about the game, the last game with
Saudi
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
It's just like maybe I see it as a struggling match, and again I feel like they can do more, much more better, because at least they can be seeing Morocco under 20 as maybe like a template or like to compete with them. So I feel maybe our next match with them should be like maximum 3 points for that match.
Against
Okay, yes,
Colombia.
Colombia is our next match in that group, and it's all it's possible we get a victory or a draw. I think a draw is all we need to qualify as the second best team in that group. Or
Yeah.
if we are losing that game, we might be waiting to qualify as the best losers for the round of 16.
16,
How do
yeah.
you see the Flying Eagles getting a victory over Colombia in that encounter?
Yeah, I think it's possible. Impossibility is nothing in football. But the one thing about a competition like that is there are some teams that they call tournament teams. And when you talk about some competitions, especially age grade, you will notice that Nigeria can be a tournament team. They grow into the tournament. They started with a loss, almost played a draw, and got a victory. It can be a moral booster. It can be the next step in the right direction. Correct.
Competition. So it's left to see if Africa will be winning that competition come next come at the end of that competition. We're going straight to England right now where the EPL returns on this weekend. We have a game going on right now, but we're going straight to the games for the weekend tonight. Manchester United against Sunderland. Lot of talks on the side of Amorim. I can see you smiling there. It's Amorim against Sunderland. Any chance of Manchester United getting a victory?
Well, should I just go into the match preview, or like the results?
Let's go into details and the results.
I can see Manchester United winning that match because of home game, which is
Home advantage.
Home advantage as Old Trafford. I see Manchester United winning that match 3-2 to Sunderland.
Okay, that's a big one. I guess I'm Sunderland. Then we have on the Sunderland midfielder Janis Xhaka, who is in big form for Sunderland this season. But Chelsea recalled, what's he called, the striker Magui,
Yeah.
who is missing for Sunderland this time around. But talking about Manchester United against Sunderland, a lot of
But they
pressure
brought
on the
him,
side
man.
of Amorim. Do you see Amorim leading his boys to victory over Sunderland this weekend?
You know, the game against Sunderland is a banana peel because those are some of the games that you need to be careful. We've seen how they struggle against Burnley, if not for that 9-minute winner. They went 2 up, considered 2 goals, and they came back. So when you look at Man U now, you don't know the Man U that will show up. And Sunderland has been consistent. One of the highest number of points for team just coming up the relegation battle for some years now. Sunderland is high up there. 11 points for I think 4 or 5 games or thereabout. So when you are playing a team like that, they have a leader in Shazaka, and they have some other guys, support cast around. Even though they lost Magui, they brought in another player to cover up 9 minutes in the transfer window. I've forgotten his name now. So Sunderland can be a banana peel. Man, you better be careful. But I don't still think Man U will sack Amorim if Sunderland defeat them.
Okay, yes, I was left to see if Manchester United lose down this weekend against Sunderland, and see if Amorim will be sacked as Manchester United manager. He hasn't had it good at Manchester United since joining from Sporting Lisbon. So this weekend, all eyes has to be on Manchester United. And going to the big one between Arsenal and West Ham, that is a London derby. But every victory is looking straight at Arsenal this weekend. But we can't take anything away from West Ham having gotten Nuno Espirito as their new manager. Do you think the new manager bounce will affect us now?
I don't think the new manager, this former Nottingham Forest coach, will be getting a point at Fly Emirates Stadium, because fine, one, it's a North London derby, and with the way Mikel Arteta is taking his matches, playing his matches, I don't think the new coach is going to get a point. At least, well, they might not be producing more goals, but I can predict that game as a 2-0.
Okay, 2-0.
Europe also got an injury. He was part of that squad to the Club World Cup. When you look at it, Enzo looks tired, and Kopama, they had to rest him. Not really injury. They had to rest him so that it doesn't give birth to a longer injury. And when you look at all of these things, Colwill, ACL, Tosin, out injured, those were the mainstay. Oh, God help Chaloba that he doesn't get injured too, because he has played a lot of games. So when you just oppose everything around this, Liverpool looks fresh. No Club World Cup. They've recruited, were brought in Ekitike, Isak, Florian Wirtz, and the other guys, Kekes and Frimpong. When you and even the goalkeeper that's going to deputize for Alisson is one hell of a goalkeeper. They got from Valencia. I think he is the one to grow into that number one role, which I don't understand why they let go of this goalkeeper at Brentford now, Keller. So I think that is Liverpool's game to lose. I'm a Chelsea fan, but realistically, it's going to be a difficult game. But the fan part of me wants Chelsea to win, but the analytic part of me is Liverpool advantage.
Okay, join us this weekend tomorrow in APL fixtures, because we'll be in the studio to give you analysis of that game between Arsenal and West Ham. And not just that, the big one out of 5:30 in Nigeria time, Chelsea against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Out of pressure on the ownership side and out of pressure on the ownership side and after Potlogu after sacking Nuno Espirito.
Yeah, Ange will mostly be under pressure. We saw the press ask him about the chant of the fans that is getting sacked, and he understood that it's normal from the fans that have been used to a solid team, well organized team, to now being a shadow of themselves. Midland is a Danish team that you expect Nottingham Forest to defeat with the number of recruiting that they did, but you have to just absorb Ange also, because all these players were not the players that they bought. It was Nuno they had the plan with, and the fallout came with the management. But yeah, it is the utensils that he has to work with. So I think that Ange will be under pressure, but it's still 50-50 to see if they will sack him again, because they will have to pay the royalty.
Okay, it's left to see if Nottingham Forest will be stacking Ange at the club after losing Nuno Espirito to West Ham. They didn't lose to Nuno to West Ham, they actually sacked them Nuno. We have the big one coming up in the Serie A this weekend. Is Juventus against AC Milan. Yes, AC Milan are high flying the season, but Juventus can always be a spoiler against any team in the La Liga. What are your takes for that game in the Serie A? What is your take for that game?
My take from that game is AC Milan is the one topping at Serie A currently, and with the likes of Christian Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, some other players, that match should be a win or draw for AC Milan. I see AC Milan taking points from that match, because that Juve is not from. I've been watching their match so far, but I don't see them winning that match. It will be a tough game though, but I see AC Milan because they have been on a winning streak so far this season. But I see them taking points from that match.
What about you, mate? How do you see that game between Juventus and AC Milan?
Yeah, I think it will be a banana peel for AC Milan. Having faced Napoli last weekend and facing Juventus again, fatigue will set in at some point, because when you play stiffer opponents back to back, it drains you physically and mentally. But be that as it may, we've seen Juventus being very difficult at home. They've been a difficult nut to crack. But I think that, with the Allegri factor, maybe that can play a role in that encounter, but maybe a full-time draw at the end of the day.
Okay, straight to La Liga, where we have the big one tonight, this weekend, talking about that one between Real Madrid and Villarreal, and also Sevilla against Barcelona. What are you guys' takes for that game?
Yeah, I think Madrid are playing at home at the Bernabeu. They are spot to win that. They are poised to win that game. They don't have a choice, except if the noise. They don't want that media noise. Well, if Madrid lose 2 back-to-back La Liga games, the media will come for them. So you don't want that in a team that Alonso is just gradually building. So they want to go at Villarreal, but Villarreal and informed team will be difficult for Madrid. But I think Madrid should hedge that one.
What about Barcelona? Barcelona against Sevilla. Away at Sevilla for Barcelona.
Barcelona at away to Sevilla is a crucial match, and from what they see or what they play at against PSG, I think Hansi Flick has to sit his player down. They talk to them, and after all those things, I feel Barcelona winning that match because they will keep winning that match in the sense that one, they've already seen the mistake of why Real Madrid lost to Real Madrid at
Atletico
away
Madrid.
at the hell this thing. So I believe Barcelona will bounce back from their last match against PSG.
Okay, yes, that's a loss to PSG in the UEFA Champions League was actually a big statement from PSG showing why they are the current UEFA Champions League winner. But lastly, on tonight's Talk Sports program, we have to talk about Lamine Yamal. A lot of issues around that young guy.
Yeah, a lot of issues. When you are talented and you are good. When you are big, no matter the age. The news will revolve around you. And you see, Barcelona and the Barcelona coach and the Spanish coach. The Spanish coach has debunked the threat, but the guy now out injured also.
Is he out injured or be missing for no
2 to
what
3
we call
weeks.
to be sexually transmitted issues?
They have to code it. It will be out. It will be out because the young man is. When he picked Neymar as his idol, you cannot take the Neymar lifestyle also. And you see, he spent practically the summer with Neymar. So these things will happen. But I think the parents should now step in. They need to call him to order. He needs people around him because to manage that fame at that young age is very difficult.
Okay, here's the news. Barcelona have announced that discomfort in the public area affecting Lamine Yamal has reappeared after the match against Paris Saint-Germain. He's out of action against Sevilla with the estimated recovery rate is 2 to 3 weeks. Matches he'll definitely miss right now. Sevilla, Georgia for Spain, and also Bulgaria for
another
Spain.
thing,
At the age of 17, when you are having issues around your public area right now, what is the issue? What is his family looking at?
My few at that age, I don't know his mom. Like what we have been seeing online is where he goes is his grandmom. My few one, the Barcelona made a mistake on their own because how can you be paying a 300 is it pounds
€1,000
to a 17-year-old? Forget what he's playing. Ronaldo at that age.
You need to understand one thing. He's being represented by
Agents.
Mendes.
Mendes.
Mendes is not just an agent. Mendes is like the Ballon d'Or of agents.
Okay.
I think he's the one representing Ronaldo too.
And
So
Joao Felix.
now the thing is, you have to put in proper perspective what the guy is doing for Barcelona.
And what the guy is doing for Barcelona, is he doing it alone?
When you carry a team, you see, Lamine Yamal practically carried that Barcelona team last
Okay,
season.
if Lamine Yamal practically carry Barcelona, where do you want to categorize or put
Rafinha. Now,
I'm
Rafinha and Lewandowski mostly benefited from a lot of work rate from Lamine Yamal. Go and check. See,
5-6
go and
goal
check.
assist
You see,
for Rafinha.
listen. Go and check. See, when you see Lamal on the field last season, he absorbed guys to himself, at least 2. So when you absorb guys like that, you free the other guys up front to do what they want to do. That's why you see that in that era of Messi, Neymar, and Suarez was pumping in goals. Why? Because Messi will absorb to himself. Neymar will absorb to himself, making extra guy up front. So when you remove Lamine Yamal from that equation, you need to understand what will happen at the end of the day. Those guys every game Barcelona missed Lamar last season Was it not obvious? They struggled to some extent.
But they didn't struggle against it. Is it Valencia or what? The last team they played since
They did it
before the midweek.
Did
And Rashford is there.
see, I'm not talking about this season. We are talking about
I'm
before
talking
they
about
signed
current
the
season. I'm
contract.
not talking about
Before
the
they
last
signed,
season.
they signed the contract summer now.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you are complaining about the summer that they gave him that contract, you have to look at the performance of last season, not this season.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't blame Barcelona for
that
playing.
guy.
No, you can't blame Barcelona for paying a labourer what is due to him.
So do
So what
you
can
think,
you
do you
now
think
say
he
about
actually
Kopama?
deserves that?
He
to be honest?
deserves it.
What can you now say about Kopama at Chelsea?
Kopama at Chelsea is different because Chelsea has a weak structure that they want to keep up with. Chelsea just renegotiated Kopama's deal 2 seasons ago and they upgraded the salary.
From how much to how much?
Hey, it doesn't matter. It's about the
It
club.
matters.
See, you can't compare. See, listen, Donnarumma was coming to Man City. The whole contract will cost Man City over 100 million plus the salary over 5 years. And at the same time, Chelsea saw that contract and did not go for Donnarumma. Why? Because it was going to be too expensive for their structure. This is why Chelsea did not get Osimhen. That is why Chelsea did not get many of these big names in the market. So Barcelona, they feel okay. For instance, the player that Chelsea said, "Oh, okay, why did Luis Diaz go to Bayern Munich?" One of it is the personal terms. He's now on 200 plus.
More than.
So you have to pay a labourer what is due to him. No age bound.
So you actually feel what's it called? The Lamine Yamal actually deserved 300
Yeah,
pounds.
no sign-on
plus
fee.
this season.
There was no sign-on fee.
All right. That's about how much we can take tonight. It's always a big pleasure having you guys in the studio.
Yeah,
you know, dissecting
always
everything
awesome. Yeah.
sports.
Yeah,
Okay, we
it's
also
always
wish
awesome.
Chelsea good luck against Liverpool. I don't know how you guys want to do it tonight, this weekend, but I just wish you guys good luck in that encounter.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's about how much we can take on tonight's edition of Talksport on Premier Sport Fan Center. Join us tomorrow for our watch along program on the EPL game coming up at 3 p.m. between Arsenal and West Ham, and also at 5:30 between Chelsea and Liverpool. I don't know how Chelsea fans want to get that victory over the defending champions, but whatever the magic they want to do tomorrow, I'll be here in the studio to see it. That's about how much we can take on today's edition of Talksport. Until we come your way again tomorrow, it's bye for now.